Everybody, welcome back to Going on Daily Live. I'm your host, Becky, here with Mr. Chuck today on a Monday morning.
Good morning, everybody.
How was your weekend?
It was all right, I suppose.
Yeah.
This is my Saturday today, so I'm excited.
Oh, right.
I just sold a commercial roofing job a few minutes ago, so we're starting the week off with authority. Interviewed a potential new sales manager the other day that I think we're going to hire. He was referred by a guy, one of the most respected people in my industry. So dude's going to relocate to San Antonio and help Rio Blanco Roofing take over the world. So
wow,
pretty good way to start the week. I'm not going to lie.
Sounds awesome. What did I do? Oh, I had a wedding.
Oh,
which was awesome. And then I had a fundraiser yesterday. Both of which days I completely fell off my eating clean, hitting my macros train. I'm a big bloated sack of potatoes today, but today's a new day, Chuck.
It's Monday, and that's the day that this is supposed to happen on. So
exactly,
according to schedule, folks.
Exactly. So I'm back on it today. But in other fun news, the fundraiser I was at raised $4,600 for a mission in Africa to build schools. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Absolutely. I had a guy on my podcast a couple months ago that actually builds the, I don't even know the correct word for this, but like the water systems in the, what do you call them? I don't want to say village and sound insensitive, but maybe that's the word, the village. I guess if you don't have running water, it technically probably is a village at that point. It's not a mecca.
I'm pretty sure part of this organization is called 57 Villages. So I think village is definitely
the village is not even an offensive term. I know some people get offended by these.
You're not like in the disgusting ghetto. You don't say anything like that. No, you're saying village.
I'm not saying that.
Not offensive at all.
I love that. And I like fundraisers. Yeah. We actually have a suite. I'm very excited today because last week we were able to re-secure what's known as a vanity phone number for my roofing company. And I have a giant 12 by 12 band, I don't even know what you call it. Like you take it to the events and you put it up and it's got your logo all over it. Nice. And you do shows and stuff. So I'm actually going to go pick that up this week. And
this is a pretty big deal.
If you're in Texas, you need to call 833-RIO ASAP. We'll be on your roof immediately.
You need a little jingle like 877 cash now.
I was working on it. We do have 833-RIO ASAP. So there is something to work with there.
Okay. All right. You need to hire a little jingle maker. Look, in Canada, we're not all about the jingles the way that the Americans are about the jingles. But certainly I know these commercials like Empire, whatever that is. Is that carpet? Anyway.
Call Empire. I think they do like showers and stuff, don't they?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I remember that now. Call Empire today.
Yeah. I don't know.
See, but this is something that people need to know. Around the world, ladies and gentlemen, we are all the same. We get the same annoying commercials in America as we get in Canada. We get the same products that we have to try to deal with and understand. We're really not that much different, you guys. Totally. That's the lesson for today.
Today on our show, because it is Military Week this week, we are actually going to be talking about the difference between Remembrance Day and Veterans Day, both celebrated on November 11th. So we're going to go through that. You're going to talk about an anti-hero, I guess.
Well, we shall see.
Well, why don't you
think it's going to be a disappointment to a lot of people. I was very disappointed when I learned this, and I'm here to disappoint the world. This is my Monday, let me ruin your day segment.
Totally. Okay, let's hear it.
Well, this is a real American hero, but there needs to be a question mark at the end of this as well, because this is Military Week, and I live in Military City, USA, San Antonio, Texas.
No way.
It is the most military place I've ever been. I feel like I'm pretty safe here. I think just the other people that live in San Antonio are way more dangerous than anything militarily that could happen. But one thing I've always been appreciative of those that go out and sacrifice and literally put their lives on the line and risk everything on a daily basis so that we can do podcasts on Mondays, run our roofing business,
Have you
Go,
gone to
do
meal?
what you want to do and have fun. And that's law enforcement, military, anybody that really goes out there and goes above and beyond. And when I found out it was military day today on going on daily, instantly one human being came to my mind who is, in my world, I thought the most exemplary example of what a military person should be.
Of heroics. Okay.
So imagine my disappointment. Okay. I'm going to go back in time a little bit.
Okay.
And I am going to hit the time machine real quick. I want to see if this works on going on daily. We're going to go back in time real quick. Okay, Becky, you ready for the time machine? Here we go.
I like that.
Apparently it worked. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we got sound effects. We go back to a simpler time in America. It's the mid 1980s. Okay. Maybe it's even a little bit sooner than that, actually. It's probably the late 70s at this point. America's kicking butt. We're doing good stuff. I wasn't around at that point, but from what I've been told, we've been absolutely killing it back in the 70s, early 80s when I was here. And one of the things that was really popular, and I guess it still is to this day, is manipulation of people's minds. And the way that we can manipulate people's minds back in the day is exactly the same way we do it in modern times, which is to find a divisive subject and basically get half the people to say that this is the way it should be, and the other half say, no, this. Indeed. And back in the 80s, we were super prideful, not to say that we're not still, but we were pretty patriotic back in the 80s, right?
Yes.
We had some pretty good heroes to look up to back then, and none was more realistic and true than the cartoon hero himself, G.I. Joe. And I don't know if you're familiar with G.I. Joe. An
American hero.
Yes, a real American hero. That was G.I. Joe's thing, right? So G.I. Joe, you're expecting he's an American hero. He can do no wrong. He's out there, just doing whatever he can, helping us out, helping the plight of Americans, and just giving us a positive view from the world.
Right, yes.
Well, back in the 80s, we had other things that were going on, and some of these cartoon things would come to life. And a great example for things that would come to life back in the 80s that were human-esque, cartoonish type things was WWF wrestling.
Yeah, of course. Loved it.
So back in the day, though, this is the way it worked. You would always have a good guy and a bad guy. And the crowd would always cheer for the good guy. They would always hate the bad guy, no matter what the circumstance. You were just predetermined that you were going to hate the guy from, a different country, the guy that comes out and spits on the American flag and says, we're all lazy and all this. And well, when these guys came out, we needed a hero. And in the 80s, we got our hero in the form of the real life G.I. Joe, and his name is Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, yeah.
And Sergeant Slaughter was the guy that was like the drill instructor, the Marine guy, the hardcore, like he wore the costume. I don't mean to call it a costume, but in light of this
like he was an actor, so it was a costume.
Exactly. I thought it was a real thing. I thought all these years until last night, Becky, I thought Sergeant Slaughter was an American hero that was serving our military and did all this great stuff.
But he's not.
Do you want to know what I found out yesterday?
Yes.
It's all a ruse. Sergeant Slaughter, America's hero, the guy that would walk around and give little American flags to children on his way to the ring and would always salute and would always wear our flag, colors with pride. Do you want to know something?
Is he Canadian?
This fool was never in the military.
Oh, okay.
He was never in the military at all. His career has been a complete farce. He, even back in the mid 80s, they got the actual United States Marine Corps to play along with this whole thing because they also believed that he was really in the Marine. Yeah, this guy, look at him. He's a fraud. He is a fraud. Sergeant Slaughter is wearing the United States Championship right there, and he never even served our country. So, yes, he was a heel. Now Ron brings up a good point. The only time that Sergeant Slaughter really threw me for a curve was when he decided that he was going to become an Iraqi sympathizer back during Desert Storm. And basically he
like part of his shtick or like in real life?
Oh, yeah. He threw the American stuff right out the window and he became the most anti-American guy ever. He teamed up with the devious and dastardly Iron Sheik, who's also a well-known anti-American character from back in the
Right.
day. I
Yeah.
believe he used to actually spit on the American flag. So when
Gross.
Sergeant Slaughter did this, we all thought it was going to be like, you know, he's infiltrating, he's going undercover, he's a military veteran.
Yeah, of
He's
course.
just pretending to be an Iraqi sympathizer so he can get in there and he's going to take out the devious Iron Sheik and, you know, maybe Nikolai Volkov and all these terrible guys that are out there. But now
Yeah,
we
of
come to
course.
find out, much like the time Hacksaw Jim Duggan ruined my entire perspective of professional wrestling, now Sergeant Slaughter has probably gone above and beyond in that not only has he, there's the Sheik. That's a real American hero right there. The guy from Iran. If you don't know about the Iron Sheik, you need to go look him up. He's a character.
Okay.
But
Yes.
Sergeant Slaughter this whole time had us fooled into thinking he was the guy. He was the one that had America and he was really a drill instructor. He's got a hat on. I mean, he's got the
he's got a hat
whistle.
and a whistle. How is he
the
not?
whole deal going on? His finishing move was called the Slaughter Cannon. Like, I was pretty much believing that this guy was a real American hero, but this is where the question mark comes. Has Sergeant Slaughter stepped over the line here? I know that not a lot has been said or done, but I do believe this qualifies as stolen valor. And I think,
yeah, maybe.
When the military, it said the U.S. Marine Corps even cooperated with WWE for public relations in the 80s until it was clarified that he had never served in any branch of the armed forces. So when you've got the resources, when you've got the American military literally backing you and it's all fake,
that makes you angry.
I am quite perturbed. And honestly, I'm calling out Sergeant Slaughter. I know he's like 85 years old right now, but
yeah, probably
in honor of America, where I am truly an American, I challenge Sergeant Slaughter to a cage match at the next pay-per-view. And if Sergeant Slaughter doesn't accept, then it just proves that he's a fake. And everything that he has done for the last 40 years has been a total lie. So
he is 77 years old.
Bring it, Sarge.
And he was 6'6", 305 pounds. So even if he's 77, I think he still has that over you. That's a big
but I'm not a small person. I know Always See Weekly is I'm 6'3", and I'm like 250, really? 247 this morning. So I mean, I'm not a small man.
Skinny queen. All right.
I think I could take the 77-year-old Sergeant Slaughter and I could like lay waste to him.
You know what? I think you might be right, actually. Do it. Tell him, for Americans everywhere, this is unacceptable and you will not stand for it.
That's right. So if you're an American, or even if you're not an American and you're watching our show today and you know Sergeant Slaughter,
punch him.
I'm looking for him. And from now on, his name is simply going to be known as Robert Rudolph Remus.
Yeah, right.
He's no longer Sergeant Slaughter in my book. And that's how we kick off Military Week here on the show, by exposing a complete fraud, and it can only go up from here. So
it can only go up from here. See, the thing about, wrestling especially, but the 80s is like everything was so like politically incorrect. Nobody cared.
I know. You used to just be able to get these guys, like, all you'd have to do is like the Iron Sheik there. He would go out there and he'd be like, I ran #1. USA Hot Tour, and he would do the Hot Tour before that girl was even born. And it was like everybody hated the Iron Sheik just because he hated America, and we were all united.
Well,
but now we live in a world where I think more people would cheer for the Iron Sheik than would cheer 100%. For Sergeant Slaughter. And quite frankly, I would cheer for the Iron Sheik over Sarge, because now I know at least the Iron Sheik was legit.
Well,
I think he really truly was the Ayatollah. And I do believe that everything he ever said and did was true. So we were completely misled as children. And now I feel bad that the Iranian is the guy that I actually look up to, and the American patriot is the guy that I'm actually looking down on. So,
but now let's look at it this way. Was the Undertaker actually a dead guy?
Yes, actually, it's been
Oh, he was.
proven.
Okay.
He's been dead for like 40 years.
Okay.
And if you don't believe that, then how does it explain when he loses a match to Kane and he gets buried alive, but then he rises up from the dirt and comes back and like beats up Kane and all the people? So, I mean, that was all I ever needed. I never believed it was real until I actually saw it on TV. And then I was like, you know what?
It was real.
I think the Undertaker might actually not be alive. And
It
it was really weird to me, though, when his manager, Paul Bearer, died, because I was like, I thought this dude was already dead. So I don't know.
My husband
He was a good actor, too. I thought he was dead the whole time.
My husband actually suggested just this weekend that next Halloween we go as Undertaker and Paul Bearer. And for some reason, I have to be Paul Bearer. And I'm like,
kind of messed up.
I'm like, it would
have
be
you
better
seen Paul Bearer? Do you know what he looks like?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you're gonna need to. You're gonna be very lax on the discipline with your diet for at least a year.
That's
you're gonna have to gain about 300 pounds to make it work.
Well, and the whole funness of Undertaker and Paul Bearer was this like massive height difference. One was like Frankenstein, one was like Dr. I don't know, Dr. whoever, Frankenstein, whoever made him. But my husband and I are the same height. So I was like, this would be a better costume for you and a tall friend, maybe. And he's like, no, it'd be fun for you and I. And I'm like,
now
okay,
if you're the same height, now it's like, okay. And I'm not here to
you and I should
cause any speculation in your household, but if you're the same height, what would be the determining factor then between you being either the Undertaker or Paul Bearer? And I'm not gonna say anything else, but it's like,
no, Chuck, you and I are on the same page.
The height is not the big difference there. It's the way that they spread.
It's the weight and the mustache, and I don't care for his accusations.
Paul Bearer's not cool anyway.
No, he's not.
Yeah, no,
he's not. Thank you for your support. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I hate Paul Bearer.
Okay, Frankenstein was a creator. Most people don't know that. I did know that, but I also thought he named his creation Frankenstein. Like I thought he was Dr. Frankenstein and he named it Frankenstein.
Oh, this whole time I thought the thing's name was Frankenstein. I didn't even know that Frankenstein was actually the creator.
Yeah, but what is the monster's name then?
We're going to call him Steve. Steve Jenkins.
That's my ex-husband. Pretty close to his actual name, first and last. So,
well, there you go.
Perfect.
It's like it was meant to be, the horrific Halloween monster that scares everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, there you go, folks.
Here we go. Now I feel, just so upset with my 80s childhood watching.
I will never view Sergeant Slaughter the same.
No, never.
He's just like Hacksaw Jim Duggan to me, which Hacksaw Jim Duggan was another disappointment since the Iron Sheik's up there. He was another one. He was the American guy. He hated the Russian and Iranian. And I remember back in the day when they got pulled over and they were like smoking pot in the car together. And it's like, thought you guys hated each other.
Let us down. It's interesting though, like with someone like the Iron Sheik, like that could have flown in the 80s, but the second you went into the 90s,
he became General Adnan or General Mustafa back then.
But I'm just thinking of like
that's when him and Sarge teamed up to he left Iran and became an Iraqi sympathizer, as did the Sarge.
But
and their manager, General Adnan, brought them all together. And I think they were all from 3 different places, but it just goes to show you can unite the world if you try hard enough.
But I'm just thinking of what was going on in the world in the early 90s.
Desert Storm. That's when he turned bad. That's when he started wearing that Saddam Hussein stuff, and people were like really hating on the Sarge there for a minute. But then it was like with wrestling fans, like something happened and he got beat up by his former friends, and they just like, we all forgot that he abandoned our country and told us that we all sucked and we were stupid, and we all loved him again, and he immediately became an American hero. So that's another beautiful thing about wrestling. Week to week, you can change the story and nobody will ever really notice.
Yeah, this is true. Just like, oh my gosh, Mankind is also Dude Love, is also whoever that other guy was. Yeah, I remember.
Exactly.
And
well, we didn't know this till years later. No, they did a good job of hiding it.
Totally.
So there you go.
Well, what a trip down memory lane for us. Thanks for that.
Indeed.
Well, let's start off the show by saying, let's end this segment.
Let's kick off this next segment of the show, ladies and gentlemen.
It's so early. Oh my gosh. I've had a long carb-filled week. Okay. You are watching us live right now on YouTube. Danny is on YouTube. Chuck, leave my Undertaker and Paul Bearer alone. They are legends forever. Yeah, that's true.
Danny, no dispute. Just saying. I don't think Becky's Paul Bearer.
I don't think yeah, Becky is the best, but you know what? I would play a mean Paul Bearer. Look at this paleness of my skin. If I didn't have concealer under my eyes, they would look similar to Paul Bearer, just dark. It's the mustache and the weight I'm a little concerned about, but
definitely the weight more than anything. And the weight's kind of a messed up thing.
Totally.
That's a tough thing to explain away.
Slick my hair down to the side here. But anyways, you are watching live with Danny on YouTube, Kick and Rumble at Rhode Island Broadcasting, on Twitch at RIBroadcasting, RI_broadcasting, and then X, Twitter at RI Broadcasting or Broadcasting RI. Honestly, like if you just type any of these Rhode Island Broadcasting or RI Broadcasting, you will find us. It will be there. You can also listen to us after the fact on Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Red Circle at RI Broadcasting. And then, of course, you can follow us on all of our socials at MeWe, LinkedIn, TikTok, Space Hey, Patreon, Parlor, Gab, all of the other ones. But most importantly, on Patreon at RI Broadcasting, where you can support our show financially. And of course, X Twitter as well. We're back on there. We want to be live on Facebook. We're not quite there yet, but going on Daily Morning Show, follow us there on Facebook. And finally, RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net is our website where you can donate $10 million and you can also vote for the Hall of Fame. So we discussed, I think last time you were on a show together. No, you weren't. You and I weren't on a show last week, were we? Well, no, I don't remember.
No, indeed, I don't think we were.
Okay, so we have the Hall of Fame for this month. We are talking actors, 80s, 2000s actors, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Sean Penn, Robin Williams, Gene Hackman, and Tom Hanks. So go ahead, vote for your favorite. Who would be your favorite?
Out of these?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I guess.
I agree with you on that one.
I'm not a big movie buff, so I don't know who Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes, you do.
I don't know who Sean Penn is.
What?
I know Gene Hackman is the dude that just passed away recently, and his story was sad.
In his house. Yeah.
And I know Tom Hanks, but I'm just not a.
Philip Seymour Hoffman is also dead. He was a weirdly good actor, and then he like OD'd or something about, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
And it was like he was only like he was kind of coming into his fame at that time, and he was very good. But man, drugs,
kids.
Hollywood is a hell of a drug. So I gotta put his picture up. You know him. No, wrong way.
I don't know that guy. I'd never seen him before in my life.
What you have?
That's Philip Seymour Hoffman, ladies and gentlemen.
Twister.
I'm probably he was on Twister?
Yeah, but he was like a no-name guy then.
Well, okay. I guess I've seen his work then. I've seen Twister.
Capote, that was a terrible movie, but he was the main character in Capote. I don't know what else he was in. I think he was in one of the Mission Impossibles, maybe.
All right. Hey.
You've seen him. He was
R.I.P., bro. I hope you make the Hall of Fame this month. I really do.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to Robin Williams. I think it's going to be tight between Robin Williams and Tom Hanks.
Me too. I think Tom Hanks is going to win. And I'm not excited about it because for some reason, I just don't like Tom Hanks.
Creepy.
Like I never have.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I actually really did like Tom Hanks until I became a conspiracy theorist. And Tom Hanks is like at the top of a lot of the conspiracy circles. So I don't like him anymore. I don't like him.
Nope, he's stupid. I like when his son became a gangster rapper and everybody's making fun of him.
Oh, yeah, Chet. And you know what? Forrest Gump was a terrible movie. Waiting for Ron to respond. No, Ron loves that movie. Okay. So anyways, that's where 67%. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Right? I mean,
2 out of every 3 people are choosing Robin Williams today.
I found Robin Williams' shtick a little, it would get old. But it's like how I feel about Jim Carrey. It's like the shtick is old, but he seemed like a really nice person.
It's better than everything else we've got to choose from. That's it.
Well, now for sure.
I mean, if there was like a Kevin Costner or like
Oh,
someone like that on there, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
totally. Kevin Costner should have been on there. Maybe instead of Philip Seymour. I would have taken out Philip Seymour Hoffman and Gene Hackman if we're talking 90s. I would have put Kevin Costner in there. And I would have put George Clooney because he was like the face of the 90s.
And
But
maybe even Tom Cruise. I don't know.
oh yeah, but Ron hates Tom Cruise. He would never.
I know, but we can't allow our personal feelings.
That's fine.
I
Take out Sean
just gave a
Penn.
20-minute diatribe about why I no longer am a fan of Sergeant Slaughter, and
Mm-hmm.
trust me, it was uncomfortable for me to go public with that, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes.
Ron, what was Philip Seymour Hoffman's huge movie in the 90s? Because I don't remember him really getting famous until the 2000s, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
Unfortunately, I
wrong.
missed his entire life.
Yeah, you did. Just was gone in a blink of an eye. Okay, well, let's move on here because we're 26 minutes in and we've done nothing really yet. So we are talking military week. Tomorrow is Veterans Day for you, right?
Tomorrow is okay.
Yes. Isn't it
I
November
did
11th?
not know that.
Don't you live in America?
I do.
Isn't
I
Veterans
live
Day
in a
like
little bubble here in America, though, where I
is
don't really pay attention to what's going on, and it's kind of nice. Like I have all the news and all the troll type stuff off of my social media, so like
yeah. I
didn't even
mean,
know tomorrow was
it's
Veterans Day.
it's
Well,
a
thank you to our
federal holiday.
veterans.
It's a federal holiday for you.
Well,
I mean,
I guess
as a
they got the
business
government
owner.
up and running just in time to take a day off, didn't
Yeah,
they?
right. Well, so in the States, you have Veterans Day. In Canada and also UK and Australia, we have Remembrance Day. So I wanted to know what the difference was. And actually, last year, you weren't here then, but last year I did talk about this as well. But I'm going to do it again because why not?
Why not?
So, why not? So, Veterans Day, it honors all military veterans, anyone who served in the US Armed Forces, whether in war or peace, living or deceased. Scent of a Woman, Boogie Nights, Patch Adams. Philip Seymour Hoffman was all of those, but he wasn't the lead in all of those. Anyways, uh, the focus is primarily a celebration of service and gratitude toward living veterans. It began as Armistice Day in 1919 to mark the end of World War I, which the armistice of November 11th, 1918. And then in 1954, after World War II and the Korean War, it was renamed Veterans Day to honor the veterans, not just those from World War I. And that's what Veterans Day is. In Canada, and again, other Commonwealth nations, same date, November 11th. The purpose is to honor men and women who died in military service. So if you're an active member, you don't get a day. If you're dead, you get a day. It's a solemn day of remembrance for the fallen. So we have our moment of silence. It's very sad actually. When you watch it, you have like the odd World War II vet who's like 1,000 years old now coming out there. Oh, it's so sad. We wear red poppies. Oh, I didn't even bring my poppy. Do you guys do that?
Oh, yes, we
Yeah,
do
okay.
that.
Okay.
We
Okay. All right.
used to, at least when I was a kid.
I don't have a red poppy in my room with me, but here I have this bow for a
There we go. Look
for
at
a
that.
present. There we go.
Red poppy right there.
It's a symbol of remembrance. So we wear them all November. Ceremonies happen at war memorials and cenotaphs and things like that. The origin was also from the 1918 armistice that ended World War I, but the focus remained on those who gave their lives. So yeah, that's the difference. Now the poppy, since you said you do know that, you guys have it. There is an origin story to that. So, excuse me. I don't know. In the States, again, you didn't even know it was Veterans Day. For us, like I said, it's a real solemn time. And we take it pretty seriously. Like people even go as far as to say you can't put up Christmas decorations until November 12th because it's offensive to put it up on November 11th or prior, right? Because at least give these guys one day. And this might be the conservative in me talking, but like, I think veterans deserve an entire month, not just a day.
I agree.
And there are other groups getting entire months and then some. And I think the veterans are the reason why these people can have a whole month. That's just me. That's the conservative in me speaking. Sorry, Ron. I know it's not a political show, but we do have a military walkway here. Like we have a rainbow walkway here too, but we have a military one that's painted red and white stripes with like a big poppy and like a outline of a soldier on it. So that's pretty awesome.
I like it.
Yeah, right? So this is the origin of the poppy. So in the spring of 1915, in the muddy fields of Belgium during the First World War, the land was torn apart by gunfire. Oh, Ron, my grandfather and my uncle served. Amazing. But when the fighting stopped, even just for a few days, something unexpected began to happen. Amid the broken earth, these small red poppies began to grow. That's pretty wild.
All
They
right.
covered the graves of soldiers bright red against the brown and gray of the battlefield. To those who saw them, it was almost haunting, like a living symbol of the lives lost there. So, like, they're so bright red, it must have looked like blood to them when they were popping up. One of the soldiers who noticed them was Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae, a Canadian Army doctor. He had just lost a dear friend in a battle and in a region called Flanders. Grieving and surrounded by the sight of those scarlet flowers, McCrae wrote a poem in his notebook. He called it In Flanders Fields. Do you guys ever talk about that? In school, we used to have to memorize it or at least recite it. In
I
Flanders
feel like
Fields,
I've heard
the
of that.
poppies
I'm
blow.
super old and I'm like way far removed from school, but I
Right.
feel like, yes, that
Yeah.
does kind of, it kind of brings back something.
Yeah, right. So this poem actually captured the heartbreak of war, and the image of poppies became this kind of synonymous with remembrance, right? So when it was published, it spread across the world, giving people something tangible to hold on to, a way to honor those who would never return home. So then after the war, the poem inspired two women to take action. In the United States, a lady named Moina Michael began wearing a red poppy to honor the fallen soldiers. Across the ocean, someone named Madame Anna Guerin in France took the idea further, creating handmade poppies and selling them to raise funds for war widows and veterans. So, like a lot of stores and stuff will have a little box of poppies with just a little donation box. You could throw a quarter in, you could throw a loonie, a toonie if you're in Canada. You can throw those things in. You could throw more. You could roll up a 5 and put it in there, whatever. But it's just donation based, and all of that goes to support. I'm not even sure now. I'm going to guess maybe Red Cross or something. I'm not
Something
even sure.
positive. Your
Something, yeah.
donation will go to something good. We
Yeah,
promise.
exactly.
This isn't
So
like all
then
those other times.
exactly.
We find out it went towards
Yeah, some
terrible
rich guy
things of
getting
ill
richer.
repute.
For sure. So by 1921, both the Royal British Legion and the Canadian Legion had adopted the poppy as the official symbol of remembrance, and a tradition that continues today. So now then every year on November 11th at 11 a.m., we pause for 2 minutes of silence. I thought it was 1 minute. In those moments, the world just stops and remembers, names we'll never know, people will never meet, stories we've never even heard, but we just remember all these soldiers who actually gave their lives over the years in order for us to have the freedom that we have today. So it's very cool. I actually found a poppy in my drawer yesterday. I just haven't bought one this year because I never have cash on me. But I found one in my drawer yesterday when I was cleaning it out. So I'm pretty excited to put it on, at least for one day.
Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those in forever, and I don't
Wow.
even know where to get one now, but
So
now I
clearly you're
understand what the
not
poppies are all about. And I'm not going to lie, as a kid, I often wondered,
yeah.
but I never really asked.
It was a big deal here. We all were taught about it. It was like you'd always do like your art leading up to Remembrance Day. You would do like your social studies, you would do your English class, like all leading up to Remembrance Day. Very themed. So yeah, it's a big deal here for sure. And it is a national holiday as well. So people have the day off. Actually, my kids have the entire week off because
Wow.
of
Now
it.
that is
Yeah.
good.
They call it fall break, but yeah, it just happens to coincide. We never had that when I was a kid. We got the day and that was it. But yeah.
Kids don't know how good they have it
Kids
nowadays.
don't know how good they have it. Just a week after the strike ended and they're back to school. Now they're off for a week. So life is good for these kids. But yeah, that's Remembrance Day versus Veterans Day and the origin of the poppy. So go out, try and find yourself one for one day.
There you go. Or if you're watching this show, go out today and share that story with a random stranger and make yourself look like you're really smart, and don't even give us any credit for it. Don't even say,
Exactly.
Becky taught me this morning.
Yeah,
Act like you know it. And that could be the greatest compliment to us that you could possibly
totally
give.
could be. That's right. Danny's saying Veterans Day was last night during NFL Sunday. Yeah, that makes sense. They have to show it. Now, America and Canada too, but America's in a weird place right now where a lot of people don't support the troops, don't support war soldiers. Don't get me wrong. I don't think war is great. And don't get me wrong. I think America has stuck their nose in one too many businesses. However,
Possibly.
um, I mean, I think like look at a lot of this younger generation. Like, how many of them are actually going to join the military and go fight? Very few now. It's not the same sort of appeal as it had probably when you were a kid or when I was a kid to go overseas and fight for your country. So I think the entire world is kind of in a bad way in that sense. But yeah,
I think as we've gotten more readily available information,
mm-hmm.
things have changed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same as it used to be. And my mom would not let me join the military. I didn't really want to, but I made it seem like I did. So when she said no, it was like, oh, shucks.
Oh, no.
Really wanted to join the army, but I wasn't allowed to. So
right.
But shout out to everybody who does do that.
Really?
And I agree. Thankless. And especially in our own country. And this is not a political show, but I do think it's disgusting when people disrespect our troops, especially when it's some fat, lazy idiot that sits on a couch all day that couldn't go out there and put their life on the line to defend our honor or our freedom. So
yeah, literally.
That's as politically as I'll ever get on this program, but
yeah.
Screw you guys.
If your hair, if you've got short bangs and a septum ring, you are in no position to be complaining about the war. All right.
I will definitely take the soldier's side every time.
Yeah, literally. You know what? I see clients all the time with my business, and I had a guy recently who was military, former military. And keep in mind, Canada, everyone thought Canada was a peacekeeping team, but no, they've gone in and seen some stuff. I know people.
Canada does some dastardly deeds, y'all. You just don't hear about it.
They keep rednecks.
Kind of quiet.
Canadians are rednecks, so they're like they're in the mess, right? And so this guy came and he hasn't been able to have a real job in a few years now because the PTSD is so bad. And he's reliant on our government to, help him. And so they should. I mean, the money, if we've got expendable money, it should be going to veterans who serve to make the country what it is today, right? And
absolutely.
And so he's in a ton of pain. His body just hurts from whatever, training or war, maybe got hurt in the war. I don't know. I can't remember. But whatever it is, the veterans group has to approve every little thing that he goes to, and very small. So it's like, oh, we've already approved physio for you, so you can't go for massages or chiropractic or anything like that. And like, this guy is in agony and he wants to do counseling, and they're like, oh, well, we only approve this much counseling or whatever for you. And it's like, this guy went overseas and fought for the freedoms of everybody, and we can't give him a freaking massage when he needs it because his back is sore. Like,
yeah, can't listen to his problems that were 100% brought on by other things out of his control. So
yeah, it breaks my heart. I have a real heart for soldiers, because, and I've even dated some in the past, and like the ones that have gone overseas, they're a bit tortured. I'm not gonna lie. The one I really liked, this one, I dated him right before I met my husband or started dating my husband, and like, I really liked him, but he was in no way emotionally available because of what had happened overseas.
Oh yeah.
And that's a shame because he was a great guy, but
you see some stuff. I've had a lot of guests on my podcast over the course of the years that have been affected by that, whether it be through military or through, traumatic stuff that happens. And yeah, it's very difficult. I have nothing but respect. I had a guy on a couple weeks ago who he was in the Marines, and now he actually goes and he's got a program that picks up service members who are no longer active that may have fallen on hard times with alcohol or drugs, and he helps support them through programs. He actually brings them, this sounds weird, but he brings them alcohol to their home so they don't have to go out in public and drive and be drunk and get in trouble and all that stuff. And it's very interesting. I've had several guests that we've discussed that dynamic of what being a military member can do to you
Oh yeah,
emotionally, mentally, and
100%.
physically. And much respect. I don't
Totally.
have the balls to do it. So thank you to those
No,
that
I
do.
don't either. No, you get some people who really they live and breathe it, and that's amazing. I don't either. I'm very weak and my eyesight is poor. But I don't have that in me. But I have friends who wanted to and did, and more power to them.
Absolutely.
It's structured, that's for sure. I don't like structure. I like to just wing it.
Just kind of
So,
do our thing. Yeah, that's how I am.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
had a talk with my business partner about an hour ago, and it was like, what's on the plans for today? And I'm like, bro, I don't know. I
Yeah.
went to the gym 5 hours ago and I still haven't taken a shower. So,
5
like,
hours ago.
you're
Nice.
expecting
You're
a lot.
sitting in your own filth right now.
I am. Luckily, I
That's
didn't work out that hard.
good for you.
That's the way to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't
Yeah,
work out
gross.
hard and you don't have to
That's right.
shower.
That's right.
And if you don't hang around people, now I've got to go do a service call here shortly. So after our show, I will be bathing like a normal human
Yeah,
being.
of
I may
course.
even shave this morning. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No,
I haven't
leave it.
decided yet.
Leave it. Leave it.
Yeah, there you go. It's been decided.
Okay, I want to know. We are talking about teams. Something
Teams.
about teams that losers support. No, wait. Loser teams. The fan. Hold on. I didn't read this right. What do fans of loser teams cheer for?
I
That's
love
true.
the example, which is the Browns and the Jets, which are both
Yeah.
losers. And actually, one defeated the other one the other day. So the Jets were actually winners yesterday. But
Woo!
me, I have been blessed my entire
Okay.
life. I grew up in Central Ohio. I got
Mhm.
Ohio State back here, which
Right.
is not even arguably, if you look at the numbers, they're like the most successful program in the
Mm.
history of sports.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second? I
Please.
did a podcast. I recorded it last week. And the girl, she's from all over. She lives in Tennessee, but she was in Kentucky visiting family. And behind her, there was all this Ohio State stuff. And she's like, don't mind the Ohio State stuff. And I'm like, to me, I don't even know what it is other than from your stuff.
I
But
got
I'm
a whole
like, because
bunch of it.
college football is not a thing here. And I'm like, okay, I didn't even notice, but okay. She's like, yeah, no, it's just full of Ohio State stuff in this house. So I
It's a
was like,
good house right
oh.
there.
I'm like, Chuck,
That's a friend.
that's a friend. Okay.
So throughout this entire history of my life, one thing that I've never been conditioned to actually understand or accept is
Mhm.
losing, because
Yeah.
Ohio State doesn't lose. Like my entire life, they've been awesome, and I don't know what would happen if they sucked. So
Yeah.
I started thinking about this, and it was like, what if I was a fan of a different team? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, and you won't probably find this too funny,
Know
but
anything
let's
about
just say Michigan, for example. I had to be a Michigan fan. How much
okay.
different, how hard would life be
Is that
knowing
a college team?
it's Ohio State's biggest rival?
Oh, I see.
And it's like, how would it feel knowing every week when
Mm.
you get up that you just are not as good as the other team? Even though
Yeah.
they beat us a few times, they're just not as good. Their fans aren't, whatever. And then I started thinking about this, and it's like, okay, that's a pretty big program, but
Mhm.
we sponsor a high school football team here with my roofing company. It's a very small school district, and there are some good teams and some bad teams. And
Right.
I've often wondered, where do these fans of these bad teams, what do they do? What do they get excited for? What do they get fired up for? If you know your team sucks and they're going to play a team that's going to beat them by like 100
Yeah.
points, what do you get excited for if you are a fan of a loser team?
How about sportsmanship?
Maybe. I mean, if I was losing 100-0, I would probably be cheering for less sportsmanship and be
Yeah.
like, hey, let's hurt somebody or something. Let's do something to
Yeah.
prove that we're here. But I started thinking about this, and it's like, okay, some of the most delusional people that I know in this world are sports fans. And say like Danny, he's a Cowboys fan. This kind of
Are the Cowboys good or no?
no, not
Well,
really.
the Dodgers
I'm not
are
gonna hate
good.
the Cowboys. I'm not a Cowboy hater. I'm not a fan because I grew up in Ohio, but first pick in the draft. Exactly. Every single year, the crappiest teams have one thing that they can look forward to, and that is being the absolute worst, to where you get to pick the best player in college the following year to draft
Right.
them onto your team. But here's where it gets kind of sketchy for me as well. why do the same teams suck every year and they always get to pick these good players? The Cleveland Browns right there is a great example. They always get to pick these good players, but they always screw it up. They pick some that aren't that good. Then they pick some that are actually pretty good and they get rid of them and they bring in people that aren't as good. And the fans just continue to show up every week.
Yeah,
the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Danny, I'm not here to upset you by any means, but the Dallas Cowboys are the example that I would definitely throw out there. They don't have to be good for their fans to think that they're going to be great every single year.
Fair.
And I think I'm one of the few people that realizes that Jerry Jones, the owner of the team, he's pretty smart. He's a billionaire. He's got the most valued franchise in the history of the world of sports.
Fair.
But why would he want to get better when he can fill the stadium every week, when the fans are out there buying the jerseys, buying all the stuff, doing all that stuff? Because here we go back to the fans. What do the loser teams cheer for? If you're, I'm just going to say Danny in this case, because he's here and he's actively with our group. You're a Cowboys fan. I've got a lot of them down here. What do you look forward to every year to start the year, Danny? Are you thinking you guys are going to win the Super Bowl this year? Is it so-and-so is going to come in and be a beast? And I'm sorry to use Dallas Cowboys because they're not the worst, but their fan base, is like that. Every year we believe it's going to be the year we're going to do good. Is it, getting one win over a rival opponent? Is it more the camaraderie of all the other fans being in the same boat and like when it finally happens, it's going to be a huge thing for everyone? What do we do? We're Cowboys fans. We want to know how good are we going to be next year. We spend the entire offseason watching videos where they tell us that, last year's rookie of the year is going to be awesome. And this year we're going to win like 10 or 12 games. And then it doesn't happen.
No.
So what keeps people coming back for more? Sportsmanship is a good answer. I think it's probably more at that point a fact of you enjoy being the one that gets beat up and you like to be the underdog, and underdogs love to be underdogs. But to me, I don't understand.
What is that spelling, Ron? Dilutional. Oh,
it's dilutional. It's like when you've got a whole big thing and then you pour water in it to make it weaker. That's what we do. It's dilutional help.
Dilutional help. Yeah, no. So I don't know. I think like people love, the energy of being there, like they love how it makes them feel being a part of something where you're actually all united for once. Even if your team sucks, I think
it's our crappy team.
Yes.
We talk bad about them, but you better not.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know if you're a hockey fan at all. Probably not because you're an American. But,
yeah, hockey, I am. I like hockey.
Hockey is massive here, right? Edmonton Oilers have now gone 2 years in a row to the Stanley Cup Finals and lost. And then we always start off the year, oh, it's going to be amazing. We're going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals again. And then they crap the bed, I'll say. Like the other day we put on the game and it was like 9-1. We lost 9-1 in hockey.
I didn't even know you could score 9 in a hockey game. Like that's pretty tough.
Yeah. And so we're like, turn this off. It's like you're such diehard fans. Like we've been so let down by them, but it's like you still want to go. You still want to pay $300 a seat to go see it. Like hockey's insanely expensive to go to here. The Oilers, insane. So I don't know. It's just the energy. People unite, especially playoff time. Like the whole city is completely united. Everyone loves each other. Everyone's got Oilers jerseys on. When we went to Vegas last year during playoffs, people were stopping us. We were watching Cirque du Soleil. We were sitting front row. The actor literally came up to us and was like, "Go Oilers," while he was performing. So it was like there was something very unifying about that.
Absolutely. It's a community. Yeah. And we can all see each other out in the wild. And it's like, look, there's an Oilers fan out there. And like,
right.
Anything crazy goes down, we're looking around and it's like, I'm finding the Ohio State people first. Cause, even if we don't win that battle, I don't want to be here without you guys. So
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
it's all about the camaraderie. And I
Yeah,
always
it's gotta
wondered
be
that because my entire life I've never had to deal with
You've just
cheering
always
for a
loved
losing
winning.
team.
I know. Well, I think I'm gonna become well, that's what I told my husband. Oilers keep letting us down. Now the Blue Jays just let us down. Like, so I'm gonna have to move to I'm not moving to California ever, but I'm like, if I go to Florida, who's beat us twice now in the Stanley Cup finals, I'm like, I can live somewhere hot and also cheer for hockey. Like, it's like a win-win for me.
Hockey is popular in Florida, which is
Yeah.
kind of strange. I've been to the
Mhm.
it was called the Ice House. It was the home of the Tampa Bay Lightning
Oh,
back in
yeah.
the day, and I
Yeah.
went to that, and I actually put all the sheetrock in the bathrooms of the Columbus Blue Jackets arena
Oh,
in
cool.
Ohio. So
Very cool.
I've been to one hockey game in my life, and it was the first ever win in the history of that team.
Go to,
And
like, a Stars game. Not that you're super close to Dallas, but
yeah, it's pretty far, and we don't
yeah.
have anything in San Antonio. I don't believe
No.
we have any hockey here.
Mhm. Yeah.
We
I
need
don't know.
one.
I keep telling my husband, like, I need to go somewhere where I look good in the jerseys. Orange is not my jam. I look terrible in orange. You know where I would be good? Colorado. This burgundy color and teal. I'm all about it.
That's what I'm
Florida.
talking.
I don't love red or yellow, but maybe I could be a Tampa
Texas,
Bay fan. Yeah.
Texas, red, white, and blue.
Yeah. But the North Stars are like a green color, aren't they?
I think they are green
Yeah.
and white and black, maybe, or maybe a little bit
Or
of
yellow. I
gold.
don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I would, is there not more than one team in Texas?
I was just thinking this. Like, I don't think there's an Austin team. There's no Houston
No.
team. No San
Texas NHL
Antonio.
teams. Let's take a look. Yeah, just Dallas Stars. It's not even the North Stars anymore. That's how out of the loop I am.
We got one team.
We got one team. It's
Hockey
massive.
is not big in
We have a
Texas.
massive state. Yeah, I know. So what is like bull riding and stuff?
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, okay. But it's
That's
big
huge.
here too. And so is hockey.
Football's huge. Football's our thing.
Football. Yeah, okay. I really need
High
to come to
school
Texas.
football.
Yeah.
High
Sounds
school
great.
football is crazy here. Like, they have stadiums here that
Wow.
are bigger than a lot of college stadiums for just high school games where like
That's
15,
insane.
20,000 people can fit every Friday. And
Yeah. I'm blown away by this. My kid went to Stanford, like university, for a track trip, and they were practicing at different high schools, junior highs, and colleges around Stanford area. Their junior high, your middle school track and field facility was better than any professional one in Alberta, where I live. The entire province, just for junior high, middle school. Wild, hey? You guys
indeed,
take your kids' sports very seriously. My kids' school, they're building a new school, but they're using the field to do it. So now it's all blocked off. So there are no sports this year.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's terrible. A
Not
year
that it was
without
big
sports
either.
is that even really a year?
Like, I don't know what they do. They must play at a different play. I don't know, but they're not playing at their school. It wasn't a big deal anyway. I remember being in high school being like, oh, sports, yay. No one wanted to play it. So it's sad though, because I like the energy of college sports and high school sports.
Absolutely. A whole group of people having something in common to cheer
Yeah,
for, and total strangers can be friends, and
totally.
total strangers can hate each other without even knowing each other too. It's a
Exactly.
beautiful thing.
I think my daughter, now that she's in high school, she's in grade 10, I think she's a little disappointed because she's grown up watching all these American teeny bopper dramas, which are, school sport heavy, cheerleader heavy. They call people freshman and sophomore and all these things. And it's nothing like that here. So I think she feels like a little let down that, you know, high school is not actually like that here.
It's not like that here either.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all in the movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
I had no school pride. I know that.
Right? Yeah. Okay, well, we've got time for just one more little mini topic here. I was going to make it a little longer, but obviously we don't really have time for that. So I just got to change my background though, because this is an important one. Hopefully this works. Give me a second here. Is it going to? Yes, it is. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Look at that. Oh, we got the same picture.
What
Well,
a
now I don't
crazy
want
looking character
I
this
want the same
is.
picture now. Okay, just wait till you hear about him. So before you started on the show, I was doing a lot of fun facts about just ocean creatures, because the ocean is a absolutely fascinating place. Let me get out of the way here. I don't think this is the same one, but it's in front of a volcano and it looks pretty cool. So this little guy is called the volcano snail. It is literally one of the strangest and like most badass creatures on earth. Like legit. It's actually called a scaly foot gastropod, or Chrysomelon squamifera. I can't say any.
We'll
I
just
don't know
go
why.
with volcano snail.
Volcano snail. That's right. So it lives 2,400 to 3,000 meters. So in American speak, 1.5 to 2 miles beneath the surface of the Indian Ocean, right next to the hydrothermal vents where water can reach over 350 degrees Celsius or 662 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Yeah. The vents spew out hot mineral-rich fluid. I thought Ron was, never mind. The vents spew out this hot mineral-rich fluid in complete darkness, forming one of the harshest environments on the planet. Yeah. 662 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
And yet, the snail not only survives there, but it armors itself with the minerals spewing from the vents. So, the volcano snail is actually a pretty new discovery, only discovered in 2001 during an expedition to Indian Ocean's Kairai hydrothermal vent field near the central Indian Ridge. Scientists exploring the deep sea with submersibles noticed a snail that looks something like science fiction. And as you can see here, he's kind of red and black and is like, I really don't think the one behind me is the right one, but he's got this like really shiny, thick.
It looks legit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very legit.
Legit, right? Okay. I'm going to go back to this one here. A bigger version of him. Excuse me. It looked like what he had on him was scales almost. And this picture doesn't really do it justice from some of the other pictures that I've seen, but they said it looked like he was covered in scales. When samples were brought to the surface, researchers realized that they'd found something unlike any other animal ever.
One of a kind.
Yeah, right. This volcano snail is the only animal on Earth known to use iron as part of his skeleton. So this is how it works. The shell has 3 layers. The inner layer is made of aragonite, is like seashell material. Right. The middle layer is an organic material, a soft cushion that absorbs impact. And then the outer layer, which is what we're seeing, is an iron sulfide mineral. So greigite and pyrite, the same material found in steel and fool's gold. So literally, he's wearing a metal armor, which is amazing. Even his foot, so, like this little thing that he slides along here, the fleshy part that he uses to crawl is covered in iron-infused scales called sclerites. These are thought to protect it from predators. Like, what predators live at that kind of temperature, but okay. Like deep sea crabs or scalding water. So I guess scalding water is a predator. Yeah, like
ask any lobster or crawfish.
Yeah.
Not their best friends.
I'm just thinking, what happens when I heat up snails? I have a fancy French dish called escargot, and it's delicious. But anyway.
You throw this dude in the boiling water, and he just looks up and laughs at you.
Yeah, he just like gives you the middle finger. That's right.
Oh, this is 300 degrees. Ooh, come on. A little cold in here.
Yeah, exactly. So there's actually no sunlight down there. Obviously, it's a 2 miles down. So there's no photosynthesis. Instead, this guy relies on chemosynthesis. I wish I had one of these when I went through cancer. It's a symbiotic bacteria living inside the special gland of its body. Epic snail jokes, right? These bacteria use hydrogen sulfide from the vents to make nutrients for the snail, similar to how plants use sunlight. So in other words, the volcano snail doesn't eat, it farms bacteria inside of itself. Isn't that crazy?
Constant state of ketosis.
Yeah, right. Just burns fat constantly. So far, he's only been found in 3 hydrothermal vents in the Indian Ocean. So Kairai, where we first found it, Solitaire, never heard of this, or Longqui, meaning the dragon's breath. Never heard of any of these. Obviously, I'm not too familiar with the Indian Ocean. Each of these habitats is thousands of meters deep, extremely hot, and completely dark, like alien worlds on the ocean floor. So in 2019, it became endangered status. Why? Like, if there's no predators, really, it's because of deep sea mining. So companies, can you imagine like going in there with your mining equipment? They're like, nope, can't do it. There's a snail down there. You're like, are you serious? One snail? It's like these places that can't log or whatever, can't do construction because there's like a bird living in a tree.
Oh yeah, I'm all about that.
But I do appreciate them thinking of it, right? And them not wanting to kill it. So companies are now targeting these fields for the rich deposits of copper, gold, and rare earth metals, but disturbing these fragile ecosystems could actually wipe out the species that exists nowhere else on Earth. So, yeah, couple facts, just, short form here. It's the only animal with a metal shell, part biological, part mineral. Its design is so strong that the U.S. military, oh, look at that little tie to military week.
There we go.
That U.S. military researchers studied it to inspire new forms of armor materials, which means they had to take this guy and kill it and break it open. So, okay.
Yeah, we understand why it's now.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's from mining. No, it's not. It's from the American military trying to research.
It's from us being stupid.
Yeah, of course. It lives where no light ever reaches, an environment more extreme than Mars's surface. It doesn't eat. Its internal bacteria cooks chemicals into food. It can handle temperatures that would melt other shells. Some say even 750 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yikes.
Yeah. So yeah, they just absorb those toxic chemicals and iron particles from volcanic vents and convert it into nutrients and energy. And then that turns into the armor for their suit. So it's pretty fascinating. Hey, it just evolves to everything, or adapts, I guess, maybe not evolves, but adapts to everything in its surrounding. How it got there in the first place, I have no idea. How it survived 700-degree water, I have no idea. But
just did. Sometimes there are no answers. It's just like,
all life, right, Jeff Goldblum, Jurassic Park, life finds a way.
Exactly.
Well,
that's very interesting. The volcano snail. Never heard of it before, and now I'm incredibly impressed by its capabilities and to live in complete darkness and have a iron shell. And I hate to be a total guy about it, but I'm over here like, maybe this is not an appropriate comment, but I'm going to say that beforehand. Sometimes snails, like I've seen snails out and about, and I go walk at the park over here in the morning, and there are these little snails that are all over the sidewalk. And I'm not going to lie, every once in a while, accidentally, you may step on one because there are thousands of them, and you hear that little and you think, well, that sucks for you. I probably just ended your day. What about this snail? Like, could you drop bowling balls on it from like 10 feet up and it just looks at you? Or
he's like the Chuck Norris of the snail
rating does this snail have?
Yeah, you like step on it and you break your foot.
Yeah, and it's just like, try again. Right? I don't know. It's pretty cool though.
It is
not
gonna
lie.
Cool.
The volcano snail just went to the top of my coolest animals. I guess it's considered an animal, right? I mean,
I would say, yeah. I don't know how it reproduces. It did not talk about that. Some of the ones I've done in the past have talked about reproduction of these weird animals, but this one did not give me any info on that. But
I've always wondered about snails reproducing anyway, and maybe this gives me something to look up or look for later on today. Is
snails?
How exactly do snails reproduce? I don't know.
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't know. Are they asexual? Do they just produce on their own?
I mean, that dude right there doesn't even eat. So like, maybe it just does everything by itself. And maybe there is absolutely no reproduction going on, which is why they are becoming maybe a little less prominent in the world.
How did they get there in the first place? That's what,
a snail and a volcano had a drunken night. And next thing you know,
the mommy snail and
we got a volcano snail.
Love each other very much.
It likes it hot. There you go.
Love the snail talk, Chuck.
I think we just figured out the entire origin of the volcano
basically
snail.
The circle of life. We figured it out right here.
We know what's up.
We know what's up. All right, well, that is our show today. Join us all week for Military Week. Well, we are talking, hopefully, homage to military, unless you are Chuck and you hate Sergeant Slaughter.
I don't hate Sergeant Slaughter. I'm just highly disappointed.
Yeah, he's not an American hero like we thought.
No. This is how I felt the day that I saw him turn on America way back in the day. And I'm like,
You're
and
just reliving
Sarge.
that pain over and over again.
Just not fair. But whatever.
Whatever. So yes, be back with us next week. Tomorrow we have Kyle and Ron, and then on Wednesdays Kyle, Luana, and then I am back on Thursday with JJ. So check us out on all of those days right here on Going On Daily Live, Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Kick, all of the things.
Space Hey.
Well, we're not live there, but yeah.
Oh, well, okay. I'm still trying to learn these. I've been doing this for 3 months every Monday now, and I still haven't.
Yeah, neither have I.
MeWe and Gab
and Parlor and Space Hey.
I got all of them. We're everywhere, folks.
Exactly. We are everywhere. Find us everywhere. And find us at Chuck Allen 210 on YouTube and bountyhealth.ca for me. And be back with us tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you all later.
Bye, everyone.